Hello Metalheads and welcome to Metal Verbalizer podcast. My name is Erik and today you're gonna listen to me interviewing Marcus from Aerodyne. So lean back and enjoy. Alright, we're here for another interview and this time I'm sitting here with Marcus from Aerodyne. So firstly, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do for the band and such.
What I'm doing for the band? Well, I carry stuff. I entertain people. When they're sad and down, I tell them a story so they feel better. No, but I don't know. I sing. I sing their fucking songs. I write the lyrics. I write the vocals. Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Could you tell us a little bit about the idols and influences that you guys have?
Loads. I don't know about the other guys. I think Daniel is really influenced by Metallica and thrash metal and like Megadeth and stuff, but he also likes Katy Perry. Nah, just kidding. I don't know what Christopher is listening to actually. He doesn't like to brag. Nah, just kidding. Johnny really likes Iron Maiden, so I listen to Iron Maiden all the time.
Not bad. I actually saw them at Ullevi when they played not that long ago.
No, I think it was 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah,
maybe
something
3.
like that.
Yeah. I didn't see them, but I never really got it. I can hear that it's really, really good, but the songs are so long, and it's like I don't know. It's not for the me, but but I've heard it so many times thanks to Johnny listening to them all the time, so I know all the songs and everything. Yeah, but and I like a lot of music, but my big idols I would say would be Alice Cooper and Wasp. I think Black Sabbath is really good too.
Yeah, not bad names there either. How would you describe like the sound for the band? And like what genre you guys place yourselves in?
All over the place. When I joined them, they were playing. They had. I think they had released the first album called Breaking Free. I think maybe 6 months before I joined, and they were going to Italy to play a couple of gigs. But the bass player, he figured, fuck you, I'm going to India to find myself and smoke a lot of weed or whatever you do in India, eat Indian food maybe. And I was a really crappy bass player, mind you, but they were desperate. So like, yeah, you got a bass, right? Yeah, technically I do. But back to the question, sorry. I think that album has a lot of 80s stuff going on, a lot of big choruses, a lot of rock and roll, and a little bit groove, and it's not that heavy, but it's also, it has a little melancholy to it. It's if you listen to the lyrics, I think it's very sad from time to time. I really like it.
Yeah.
But once I came aboard and we quickly figured out that I wasn't a very good bass player, and I think Daniel, he was sick of singing because it fucking sucks. You can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't even talk too much. It's so
you gotta
boring,
save your voice, doesn't it?
Exactly, and it's no fun. So he has shifted the crap job to me, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, I can do it. But they have already started writing some different songs that you can see on the album Damnation. It's generally heavier, it's a little bit faster, less chorus, so not a lot of these from the first album, like coming for you, whoa, nothing like that. And they basically told me to, you can write all the lyrics and all the vocals and whatever. Like, okay, yeah, well, I never been very influenced by the stuff that is too 80s, so I was like, maybe we can make it a little heavier, like the music. So that's why Damnation sounds the way it does.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
No worries. Something that I've noticed about your sound is like on the drums, it's like almost a little bit of accept like, with those like really aggressive and fast drums. And well, in my ears, that's fucking awesome.
I fucking love Accept. I almost that's my favorite album of all time. Is Balls to the Wall.
Yeah, can't say anything bad about that one, can we?
No, not really, not really. No, but I think I don't write music. I don't write any music at all. And I think Johnny and Daniel, they write most of the drums, I think. Okay. And then Christopher, he is an aggressive guy when it comes to the drums. So he makes it his own thing, So what you hear is probably Christopher's pent up aggression or something like that.
Well, it works very well for the music. What is it about like music that really gets you going?
I think good music is always good music. It doesn't matter what genre it is. I mean, I can listen to 80s or 70s pop music and I still think that's fucking awesome. I can listen to old school rock and roll and that's awesome too. But as long as it has some kind of originality or will to be its own thing, a soul, if you will. And that's, most people, they say like, oh, the radio stuff, that's soulless. And it's true. It's just mass-produced crap. Like, okay, we have this hook. We need to have this. This should be 10 seconds long. Good. Give it to Justin fucking Bieber. He can sing that crap. Yeah, but we got so much music that is so fucking soulless. They're just content. It's just content. So I like music that has some kind of soul to it.
Not too much going after like a blueprint. Like, let the song be what it is. Yeah.
The thing is, on Last Days of Sodom, the latest album that we dropped this April, I'm not really happy with that album because when we made it, we were into like, let's experiment. Fuck this. We're not gonna have like a verse and then a pre-chorus and then pre-chorus and then another pre-chorus. No. Let's like make this instead. Let's play this riff and let's have And it got ridiculous. So I think when I listen to the songs, I'm like, come on, man, let it be heavy metal. You don't have to like, man, we have to be original and stuff. Because let's face it, all fucking music has probably already been done.
Most likely.
Okay, we can mix stoner metal with speed metal maybe. but I mean, I'm pretty aware that I'm a copy of a copy of a copy of a better band, I think, because all the original, and I sound negative, and I don't mean to sound negative, but all the great bands, they influence the little ones and the smaller ones and the smaller ones, and on the end there is Aerodyne, and I think we're a sum of all the influences and we're a remix of that. So well, we are what we are. Yeah.
It sounds negative, but it doesn't really need to be negative, because the thing is that at some point these bands like Accept, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, all of those, at some point they are gonna stop making music. And at some point they are gonna stop like touring at all. And at that point we need bands like Aerodyne that can keep it going. And, so if it is a copy of a copy, well, it isn't really that bad, as long as great music.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm aware of it because there is a band. I was listening to a band called Eclipse.
Yes.
I don't listen. I never listened to Eclipse because they were on. I think they were on Eurovision or something. I was like, nah, let's not cool enough, I guess. But then I listened to it. It's like, man, this is way better than Mötley Crüe, and Mötley Crüe is still headlining all these festivals. And like, okay, but there is a band that is probably they're as good as Mötley Crüe ever was, and once Mötley Crüe is gone, I think bands like that are gonna, or Heat, for example,
Probably.
Swedish
Heat are also great.
Oh my God, yes.
I've seen them so live a couple of times, and they do a really good job.
Have you seen them with Kenny?
I think no, I have seen them just after they were in the Swedish Eurovision. Then I think I saw with the OG singer, but then I've seen with Erik as well.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, Erik. What a guy, what a fucking
guy. Yeah, he's great.
I try not to be starstruck by people because they're all people like me. They all have I was gonna say warts on their dicks, but maybe not. But Erik is such a cool fucking guy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna join this old crap band that hasn't released a good album in 10, 15 years and make them great. It's like, what the hell? Who does that? That's fucking awesome.
I guess Erik does it. But yeah, I guess that's an interesting question. If you were only allowed to like listen to one song for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Fuck.
I know it's a hard one.
You know what? Balls to the wall. I think it has everything. And Udo was still young and cool back then, and he's still cool. He's still cool, but he had that energy in his voice that you can't really imitate it. It's I think it's one of the best songs ever made.
It's a really good shout.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. But if we will talk a little bit more about like the band, can you talk a little bit about how you guys met and why you decided to start a band?
Oh, well, I've known Johnny for like 10 years. When as one of the first things I did when I moved away from home, and I come from Blekinge, so it's as a really modest background. One of the first thing I did was I met Johan or Johnny or whatever. I think Johan sounds weird in English. I'm gonna say Johnny.
Yeah.
And we hit it off, and he's like, I got a band, and our singer, he's a fucking drunken asshole. He just took a job, and he left for like Norway on a big trip. So we don't have a singer. You want to sing? Like, yeah, I want to sing. And then I joined his band, and then we both moved to Gothenburg. This was in Uddevalla, of all fucking places. Small shithole town. And we both moved to Gothenburg. We started another band, and that with a guy that we met from northern Sweden called Thomas. And that shit didn't work out. So we joined another band, and we had some gigs. It wasn't very good. We were like very, very 80s influenced, like, and we were drinking pretty heavily at the time. So it wasn't very good. And Johan joined a band called Siphon Fuel for a while, and I joined a band from the south, Spitting Feathers, for a while, and then we end up together. But how Aerodyne started, I think Johnny, he knew Daniel from before, and we used to tease Daniel. No, we didn't tease him, but we met him. We met him back in the day, and like he had like a cowboy hat on, if my memory serves me, and we were just making fun of him, like, yeah, they don't even drink, they don't have tattoos, their band is not cool. Yeah, but being 20 and like first time in a rock and roll bar,
gotta have some banter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, they're not true like us. But then they joined forces, and I was asked, and I joined, and then we needed a bass player because I don't play instruments while I sing.
Yeah.
And I can't play guitar. I can play a little bass, but not while I sing. I got no coordination.
It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, and you have to find the time to practice, and it sounds like a whole thing. So I asked my friend Thomas, that Johnny and I hadn't known for a long time, and he came aboard. So he was a member from Damnation to Last Days of Sodom, and then he he quit because he wanted to start a family or something like that. Yeah.
If like possible, which one of you guys' songs would you say is your personal favorite? Or like let's make it a little bit easier. Let's say like top 3 of all the releases.
I think I think Live Alive from the first album. It's a shame because the last our former record company, they removed the album from Spotify, so you can't find it anymore. But the song is available. That's so bad. That's so bad. But it's available on YouTube and you can listen to it there. Live a Lie. We All Live a Lie. It's called. I think that's really good. From Damnation, The Nihilist. I think that song is very cool. I get to not growl, but I get to sing like, you know, and I enjoy that. I think it sounds cool. So no, but it's a good song. It's a heavy song. It's got a lot of action, you know, different parts, and I think that's pretty nice. From the last album, I think Innocence Lost is that's a pretty nice song.
I love that one as well.
Yeah, I think it's a little long, but it's not boring, I think. So I really like that one. And it's sorry.
No worries.
Fucking phone. Sorry. Yeah, I think those are my favorites. But it's hard to, you know, when you make music, and it's I don't know if everyone feels this way, but you hear the songs all over, and like, oh my god. And then you listen to it like, this is fucking shit. This is not cool. And because you know everything, and but then you give it some time, and then you start, and I was like, oh, it was actually pretty okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, but those are good, I think.
Is there like any artists that you would like to collab with in when it comes to making like new music or setting up a tour?
Well, fuck. You mean a band to collaborate with, like write songs with, or
either like a band or a solo musician.
Oh yeah, okay. I got something for this. There is, my brain just.
You got time. You got time to think.
I was thinking about it just the other day. There is I don't know. God damn it. There is a band in Gothenburg called Scarblade.
Okay.
They play like power metal.
Okay.
I think we're thinking of contacting them for, you know, maybe making a few shows together or something. And I've also written with a band called Hypermatics from Blekinge. And there is a Norwegian band called the Stragglers, and they play like, they play like Helicopters, you know, punk metal.
Okay. Not
really metal, rock. But it's hard to find a band to collaborate with, because I think, you know, most bands, or a lot of bands, they're really into their genre, you know, and they got their hardcore fans, and we're like, we're not really fitting in anywhere. So yeah.
Well, I personally think that as long as it's like some like key things are inspired by 80s metal, I guess that Aerodyne would fit pretty good in there. Because even in Aerodyne, even though the sound might be a little bit all over the place sometimes, I think it's like coming from the 80s music anyways. So so like working with bands that comes from the 80s, that would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you know what, now when I'm thinking about it, let's move up a notch to the big bands or the bigger bands of today. I would love to collaborate with with Reckless Love.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the singer. He's so cool. Olli Herman Kusonen. And my father is from Finland as well. And it's not, one time I was really drunk and I saw him play and I was thinking that could be my big brother. Yeah, like, fuck, my dad, he wasn't married or anything. I was kidding.
Okay.
But I like Reckless Love, and I think Crazy Licks are. I think they had it. They had a really good start.
Okay.
They released a couple of really good albums, and then they're like, I think from my experience and from what I they like plateaued a little bit. And then they got they really rose again. So now they are like playing the United States and Australia and fucking everywhere. And it would be really cool to be not on tour maybe, but a couple of gigs with a band like that, see how they operate. And I guess they're not doing what we're doing, driving around in an old Saab Saab 9000 and stopping at every gas station to buy more energy drinks and beer and drive by hand. So it would be cool to see how pros how they manage themselves.
Because that would have been one of my next questions, how you guys go around on tour. Because I guess for a band there is quite a lot of gear to haul around.
Yes, it is. We try to, and this is, it's without a booker, it's a fucking nightmare. But we try to book gigs in venues that has most of the backline. So we only need to bring tops, and sorry, it's weird alarm. We only need to bring tops and like our instruments and maybe an extra guitar, an extra bass, cymbals, stuff like that. Yeah, so we try to do that. And if we can't do it, then we look for example, we're playing in Switzerland 1st of October and we're flying there. It's, we won't drive to Switzerland for one fucking gig and then go back.
Yeah, that's quite a drive.
That's quite a drive, yeah. So we're flying and we just checked with a local music shop and it's like, yeah, sure, we can rent the backline.
Okay.
Well, like $200. Hey, no problem, man.
Yeah. What would you say is like the best thing about being a musician, and like maybe what you would say is the worst thing about it?
Well, the worst thing is definitely the economy and all the fucking work you put in. You put in so much, and I like working with it. I enjoy most of the time, especially writing music and rehearsing. I think that it's so nice. It's like you meet up with the guys, you're having maybe a folker or two, you sing a little. I think I love that, but the economy it's terrible. You work so much and you put so much energy and effort into it, and then you get back like $500 for gas.
Yeah, I guess it's nowadays it is really tough to start a new band and that sort of thing.
Oh my god. And that pay to play stuff, and then you get to the venue and they're serving you like a crappy hamburger. It's like you know how much time I've wasted for this, and you give me a motherfucking hamburger without any tomatoes on it? What the hell's wrong with you?
That sounds a little interesting.
I'm picky about the burgers.
Yeah. Well, if it is gonna be a burger, it needs to be a good one.
Yeah.
What would you say is like your dream venue of performing?
I don't know. if it has good sound, I'll take it. But no, I don't know. I think maybe Sweden Rock would be cool. That would be like a childhood. I have a friend who plays drums in the band VA Rocks, and he was the first guy on the first stage on the first day on Sweden Rock this year after 2 years of, and he just came out on stage, and there were like 12 or 13,000 people, and he like, you know, raised his arms and people shouted like, and he's been wanted to play there for like since childhood, and me too. So I think Sweden Rock would be pretty cool.
Do you guys have like a favorite venue that you have played in?
We played in a festival called Wildfest in Belgium in like I think 2019, and that was really good. We didn't have to do anything, and everything was taken care of, and it was amazing. It was a really good stage too, really good crowd. And also we really like going to the Baltics. We're going back there next year if we can, if Russia will let us. Because they're so fucking starving for metal bands. I mean, okay, Iron Maiden comes maybe comes there, but you know, small you know, bands from outside, they don't really come that often. And there is a place in Switzerland called Gator Saloon that is really cool too. It's like an old biker club, but there is a lot of people coming, and they the owners, like they took us backstage, and they had a bottle of vodka that cost, I think it cost like 5,000 kroner or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like, and taste it, like have another one. It's like, my God, it was really cool.
Taste it. Isn't like vodka a tasteless liquor?
That basically? One was that was tasteless, because if you buy the crap vodka like in Dvorek or in whatever in Sweden, it tastes a lot of, you know, I don't know what's in English. It's Finkel in Swedish.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I don't really know what it's called in English.
No, but it tastes bad. But this one was so pure and so clean. It's like, it was like drinking water with a hint of lemon.
Spiked
maybe.
Water.
Exactly. maybe it was.
Yeah, maybe it was. But yeah, you guys seem to be having traveled quite a bit with the band. Do you like have a favorite country that you have performed in?
It's funny because we usually talk crap about every country we're in. But you know, it's not, you know, we're not the kind of guys who are like, oh, this is so beautiful, oh my God, this is so beautiful. We're like, look at the people, they look crazy, and look for example, when we're in Germany, it's like, look at the air, it's like bad graphics, it's so dirty. It's so dirty. And then we go to Italy, and it's like, it smells like poverty, like no, but well, I'm kidding, but not really. I think Switzerland, northern Italy is also very beautiful because they have mountains there. And I remember we were driving to Milano from Gothenburg in one go.
Holy crap.
17 hours, my friend, 17 fucking hours. And I was trying to sleep in the car, but you know, 4 people crammed in a, like, I think it was the guitarist old Opel or something. It wasn't cool at all. So you have been, and I think I slept for like 1 hour or something. And Autobahn it's just a dark fucking road. Nothing there, nothing. And then I woke up and I saw like mist, and in the distance I saw a huge fucking mountain, and it was the beginning of the Alps. Alps, sorry. And I was like, oh my God, this is like a movie. It's like Lord of the Rings or something. It was so cool.
It doesn't sound too bad.
No, it was actually pretty cool. So I will always have a soft spot for like northern Italy, I think.
Yeah.
But all countries have their charm, you know. I think the Baltics are very cool. I think Germany, absolutely. It's a very free country. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Denmark, Copenhagen is really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barcelona was really nice. Because you can just go down to the beach and chill, and then you go play. It's like a vacation. So it was really cool.
Well, if you could like open a show for any artist that you want, which one would that be?
Alive, still playing.
Well, dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Oh my god. It would be really cool to open for Ozzy Osbourne in like 1983 or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be really interesting to first of all play during what I think is Ozzy's best years.
Yeah.
But also it would be really interesting and cool to hang backstage with, full on no bullshit Ozzy Osbourne, before he got before all the diseases and stuff,
Yeah.
Too bad.
But is there like an artist or a band that Aerodyne has their eyes on now to open for?
I don't know. The thing is, we're not introverted, but we're not good at networking. I am trying to do it, but I'm not very good at it. I think I have to practice more, or maybe have a course or something. Now, I don't know if I find a band that we get really that we get along with. I would be happy to cooperate.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't know. Cruel Intentions are kind of, they seem cool, I think, but not really. No.
Okay. Well, I guess like COVID was obviously terrible for all kinds of entertainments that we have in the world. Was there anything in particular that you guys did to like make the time fly?
Yeah, we recorded an album.
Yeah.
So I think that was time well spent. Me personally, I wanted to do like live sessions from our rehearsal place. I wanted to maybe sometimes play some new songs. Maybe I wanted to talk with the audience and stuff like that. But there never was much interest. It never went beyond the, let's discuss it. Because we were very focused on making the album so that, when Corona is over, well, look who's relevant. We got shit. But it was a good idea. But fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, most artists thought along those lines too and released their music. So we got a lot of good albums in 2022, I think. But we weren't very good at social media. I didn't manage anything, and I think we put out like I think in 2020 we put out maybe 6 new pictures or updates or statuses or whatever they're called. And that was terrible because but the thing is, we didn't know. Now we know better. But we also, we had like 20 gigs prepared for 2020 when Corona struck, and we have to try to rebook all of the gigs. And two of the venues closed indefinitely during Corona. Yeah, so like, fuck, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is fuck this. Yeah. Okay, so we're like, fuck everything. Let's make a new album. And shit,
I guess there was a lot of bands and musicians that decided to make music during that time, since there wasn't really much other thing that musicians can do at all. I mean, there was, like you say, there aren't any venues that allows performance and anything like that. So I guess that during times like that, and like during any time, social media is quite important nowadays.
Yeah.
To just like reach out to the fans and like show them what's going to happen, what's up. Like when they're maybe teasing a little bit about a new album or something like that. But I mean, practice makes perfect, and that's sort of something that you gotta like feel for. It's something that we have a little bit of a difficult with as well with the podcasts and our social medias. We upload when we release new episodes, but in reality, we would need to release a lot more content to like stay active and stay out there. So I mean, it's hard and it's really time consuming.
It is, but social media is like it's sad to say, but if you're not active on social media, then you're dead.
Yeah, you basically doesn't exist.
Exactly, and
that is something to really put it harshly.
No, but I think it's I don't want to be philosophical, but it's like I would say it's like 25% of our existence is social media.
Yeah.
For some of us, if you remove that, it's like killing yourself.
Absolutely.
A little bit. So and I truly feel you on the update stuff, because we're making new music. Okay, now we're not making new music. Okay, I have nothing to give you. Oh, here's a picture of my ass. I don't know what to do. No, but it's stupid. But you have to you have to put out memes or whatever. It's like yeah.
But that is something that is really hard to really like get a feel for. I don't have anything new to release right now, so what am I supposed to release on social media? So that's really hard.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, practice makes perfect. So I guess we need to like work on that one. But yeah, what is next for Aerodyne right now?
I have been singing for 3.5 hours today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, writing new lyrics for the upcoming songs. And this is and not everyone, no one knows this. No one knows this, but I was sent a batch of songs. So I was like, do you think this is good? Do you think this is good? Like, okay, yeah, I can work with this. I can work with this. And I was so starved, for new music to work with. So yeah, something is definitely brewing. Absolutely. And
sounds
I think
cool.
Yeah, and I hope it will sound cool when you hear it too. But that and also it's a shame that we can't release any news of it yet, because it's not everything is done, but we have, I think, around 10 gigs more coming this autumn.
Okay.
Yeah, in Hungary and Poland and Czechia, I think, Czechia and Romania, and I think Slovakia. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, and Sweden as well. So things are brewing. Things are happening.
Sounds really cool. And I think it's really cool that you guys really put the work in and travel around a lot in Europe.
Oh yeah?
I think that's really cool. But yeah, if there is somebody that like wanna do what Aerodyne does, is there like a particular advice that you would give him?
Just fucking do it. No, but you don't have to be Yngwie Malmsteen. You don't have to be Freddie Mercury. Just fucking do it. You will do fine. You will do fine. A guy told me once, I don't compare music because it's all art. No one can make what you do except for you. No one, unless you're playing, unless you're playing a cover band. So, sorry. So just make your arts, and you know what's on the radio.
Well, I don't listen that much to radio nowadays. So
I mean, Me neither. But you see, in my ears, at least my ears, I'm 31, so I don't think I'm that old. But in my ears, it sounds like a bunch of fucking crap. Yes,
well, it is about that blueprint that we talked about earlier in the interview.
Exactly, and an AI can write a song in like 5 minutes, and that shit sells out whole fucking arenas.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So trust me, someone will like your music, even if it's crap. People like crap.
Well, at least it is a human that makes it.
Yeah.
But what is the best advice that somebody gave you?
When I was 15, I was trying to learn bass, and I didn't have any teacher, and I was just discovering music, and I was like trying to, okay, I think I want to sing. I want to be on a stage, and I think I want to sing, but I also want to play guitar. I don't have a guitar. My friend has a guitar and a bass. Okay, so I can play bass, and he plays guitar, I guess, and something like that. And I remember thinking bass was, I just didn't advance. I just didn't feel it, I just didn't feel it. And then someone told me, oh, you can be like Ozzy Osbourne. He can't do shit. He just sings. Like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that well, instead of trying to do both kind of well. And also, one thing that I would like to say to people who maybe want to do the same thing: don't waste time drinking and smoking and doing that crap. It looks kind of cool when you see like Mötley Crüe doing it in the 80s, but it's not cool. It's a fucking waste of time. And it's nothing but a waste of time. I mean, I have a beer, that's cool, but like getting drunk instead of practicing, that's I think that's as far as you're gonna go.
It doesn't really work like that anymore in the music industry. Back in the days when Mötley Crüe was like really active, back in the 80s, then there weren't as many of those bands. So there was Mötley Crüe. And if you wanted to listen to Mötley Crüe, you had to listen to Mötley Crüe. So it didn't matter as much if you party back then like it does now. Nowadays, there are so many different kinds of the same type of band. So if the audience doesn't like this band and like what they do around the music and that sort of thing, then they're gonna switch to the next band.
Exactly.
And that is a huge problem for the industry nowadays. So it's really you need to be easy to work with and all of that kind of stuff. And on top of that, the music needs to be on point, pretty much. But then again, we don't want it to sound not human, like we talked about. I think that is something that is gonna help keeping metal alive and rock and all of those. Because within our genres over here, which differs from the pop industry, we really put weight on that it is important that it sounds human. Like no auto-tune, no programmed drums on the record or anything like that. We really wanted to sound like human. Because in the pop industry, there are so many artists that use auto-tune on the records, and then they maybe doesn't even sing live when they perform. And I think that's sad. Live. Yeah, or auto-tune. I think that's sad for the music industry in general.
It is. I think that, I think heavy metal is in a precarious situation. It's like a double-edged sword, because there is so much competition, which forces bands to, we have to be the best, and we have to be professional, and we can't play around. Okay, but that's not really what metal is about. And also, okay, so we have to be the best. Okay, then we have to play the game, and if we play the game, we have to follow the blueprints.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I have a friend who is really into that crap. And he was always like, no, the song can't be more than 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, because that's not radio friendly. You have to have 2 choruses. No, the solo has to be shorter. Skip the intro, go straight to the verse. No outro. Those vocals aren't going to sell. You have to sing clean. You have to sing clean. Oh, you can't sing about that. Sing about this, you know. And he's way more successful than I am. But it's like, you know, you have to play the game because of the competition, but that kind of takes away the soul from it as well.
Yeah.
But cream always rises to the top.
Absolutely. And the things that you mentioned right now about max 3 minutes and sing cleanly and all of that kind of stuff, that was sort of what they said about Bohemian Rhapsody as well. And now, a few years later, that's one of the biggest rock anthems out there. So I mean, and they did definitely not follow the blueprint. That song was basically made to not follow the blueprint. So I guess in the long run, it's more successful to not follow the blueprint.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is a very good example, but also that was in the 70s. people were on a lot of strange drugs back in the 70s. And I remember I was like 15. I was 14 or 15. I was just discovering Uriah Heep.
Okay.
Yeah, and me and my friend, we were smoking weed in my old boys' room, and we were like, and we heard the music, like really strange, you know, synthesizers and like did they really okay, no Judas Priest songs were written yet. Okay. Barely any Black Sabbath, no Mötley Crüe, there was no Accept, no Iron Maiden. You have all these fucking good riffs to work with, and they think, but they came up with this strange synthesizer. So like, yeah, this is gonna sell. This is gonna be a new fucking thing, and they got very successful. But it's like the 70s were strange, I think.
Yeah. But there was a lot of good music that came out back then as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all of the questions that I had. So is there anything that you wanna add?
I don't really know. If you're good, I'm good. I can tell you a story about a short story about a trip to Italy that we made in 2019.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
maybe that can be a teaser for a possible future Tour Stories episode with you guys.
Okay, cool. Okay. So it was the third gig of like a mini tour or weekend tour or whatever we call it.
Yes.
And it was a strange hotel. It was like and the venue was also very strange. It was like a roadside, you know, because people drink and drive in those countries. Yeah, so it was like a roadside bar, and we played, and we drank, and we were all pretty drunk. So when, you know, we drove the van to the hotel, and the hotel was like, it was dark, so I didn't see anything, and I was pretty wasted. And then I woke, and we partied like, you know, all night long, because we don't have to play tomorrow. We have to drive for like 15 hours, but we don't have to play. So let's party. And then I woke up, I was like, this is like a vineyard. They had a pool, and it was a vineyard, I think. They were making grapes for wine, you know. And then we got up in the middle of the night and stole wine and drank wine, and it was crazy. Like, this isn't happening. This is unreal. It was so strange. And then we could never find the hotel again, and we have checked for it a lot of times. It doesn't exist anymore as an hotel, at least not on hotels.com, or it doesn't have a web page. But I think we got the hotel closed down by partying and destroying it. And it's not cool because it's not maybe they shut down the hotel business, but they kept the vineyard. I don't know, but I think we got a hotel to go out of business. I think.
But maybe they lost the interest to run a hotel.
It is not worth it. It's fucking Swedes.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a funny story.
Yeah, I got loads more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if you don't have anything more to add, maybe it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us and making this interview.
Thank you for having me, or us.